All right, folks, we're back. Snute actually had to BRB, so we're just waiting at the moment to see whether we're going to go with default map or vetoes. I've also offered the players, because we're kind of at that point in the day, I don't really mind either way. If they would like to do a best of 3 instead of a best of 5, because it is fairly late in Europe, giving them the option. But the default is best of 5, so if one player says yes, one player says no, then it's just a best of 5. On the other hand, I did accidentally earlier say that the amateur finals was a best of 5. I'd like to rectify and clarify that it is a best of 3 for the amateur series finals, which will be happening after this. So we have either a best of 5 or a best of 3, depending what the players choose here for the BTSL Europe Qualifier finals. Because again, at this point, they're playing for a couple of bucks in cash, but also seeding priority. But they've both qualified through, so it really doesn't truly matter. We'll go with what the players want to do and accommodate them. But the amateur league will be a best of 3. So we got 2 series remaining to be cast. One best of 3 for sure through the amateur, and then something for the best of here. But Wardy, you told me that you would come up with a poem during the break, so here I am waiting.
Okay,
Ears
I've got
are
one,
open.
but I've got one that we have to be in game for.
Oh, okay, I can wait for that.
It's
poetry
not like
for the intros.
It's like just a nice poem for all of us to enjoy together. So
All right.
it's gonna be very bad. Do not get your hopes up.
Ave Laundra says,
play
BaseTradeTV, I hear you get a prize when hit 1K subs for 1K time.
Okay, time.
Yeah, well, we hit 1,000 subs for the 1,000th time. I hear we get a prize too.
Hint, hint, Twitch.
I don't know, but we got to get there first. I would love to go back to our VODs and check, but I'm fairly certain we're actually on our like 100th, 1,000th subscriber.
You're gonna go through every VOD and count.
Well, this has just been going on for a year at this point. Like, we keep bouncing around this number. It was really nice around Christmas when we got up to like 1,600 or something, but then that has obviously since fallen. I mean, you and everyone else who's streaming has felt the fall off of Christmas, right?
Dude,
like,
the Christmas fall off this year is absolutely brutal.
It was brutal. It was savage,
like the
man.
sub-gifting. The sub-gifting has obviously been a huge effect. It's crazy. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be so bad.
All right, so Snute and MaNa have elected to do a best of 3, by the way, guys. So we're gonna have a best of 3 Snute versus MaNa, then best of 3 amateur series for what's left for today.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. For me, I know it's just like we're trying to make sure everyone's not spending their whole day here. I would obviously, for me and Wardy, we would cast this all day given the opportunity, but I'm totally cool with accommodating players when given the opportunity.
Thing is as well, like, some of like the Snute and MaNa thing as well is like, you know, that first of all they're teammates, but also they probably want to hide some strats as well for like Katowice, which is a week and a half away, and it kind of seems silly, but it's like people are taking Katowice very seriously. It's very, you know, one of the biggest tournaments of the year, and I know MaNa in particular, you know, is very practicing very seriously. He's going to stop streaming in a day or two to be able to focus fully on it. So,
I mean, that's part of why we put a big stop on our schedule around it as well. Like, I'm totally willing to accommodate these guys at every opportunity, so I'm fine with that.
Well, we got our maps so we can get into this final. It's going to be Neon Violet Square, then Acid Plant, then Backwater. There you go. We have a different map order for you.
Oh, they did vetoes. Okay, cool. That works too. Snute, good guy Snute host in the lobby too, so we got the
already
game heart on.
Wow, he's so much faster than me.
Dude's a beast.
Snute's one of the best players for this. Like, always hosts with Game Heart like straight away. It's nice. All right. You answering the same question again?
Yeah, I swear I gotta go look. I put this in.
You know, I checked it. It's not in either of them.
Really?
But for some reason, yeah, some reason I just assumed it was actually straight after the final thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I
kind of felt like it was, but
I know I posted it somewhere. Maybe it was on the match trainer. I don't know. We'll get that updated. Like I said, guys, it's not a problem that the players didn't read it. It's a problem that I didn't make it visible enough. So we'll fix that after the cast is said and done. And make sure to go update all the appropriate threads.
Wouldn't it be great if all the Liquid players qualified and just picked each other in their own group to guarantee a Liquid round of 8?
No, you'd have to do that opposite. Yeah, they'd have to make sure they weren't in each other's group to have a round of 8.
Well, no. I mean, like, to guarantee 2 of them in the round of 8. Teamwork.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, I phrased it badly. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like, yeah, 2 out of 4 of us will get through for sure. Okay, yeah, that's true, I guess. Oh, whoops, I accidentally started playing the intro. Okay, enjoy it. We're not muted, just FYI. This is why I need Stream Deck, fam. I can't, fam. I can't do production without it. It hurts. Alright, we're coming back, Wardy. Don't worry, we're totally muted. Now we're unmuted, so don't say anything. Alright guys, sorry about that, but it is a best of 3 finals. I'll explain this more in a little more detail in just a moment. Big thank you to JSoul44 for that Twitch Prime sub. Now put us at 1010 for that subscriber count. Nice stuff, dude. But in the top left side of Neon Violet Square, we've got the Red Zerg Team Liquid Snute.
And to the bottom right-hand side, our Blue Protoss player is MaNa, also from Team Liquid.
Now, a couple things to sell out and talk about real quick, guys. Again, big love to all the sponsors. Check out Ting, bttv.ting.com. You know the deal, you know the drill. But we also have Dodger Coffee Co., today's featured sponsor. So exclamation mark coffee in the chat. Dodger Coffee Co. makes some fantastic coffee, and it's not some like big corporate thing. It's an awesome company that's working hard to deliver the best coffee possible. So be sure to check them out. But the other thing too to talk about, because this has not been discussed too much, is the code BTSL. If you guys type exclamation mark Matcherino in chat, it'll link you to the Matcherino page for this. If you use the code BTSL, it'll add $1 to the prize pool. Or if you want to donate money to the prize pool directly, I would even say don't do it yet. Like, yes, your generosity would be appreciated. It'll help grow things. But a couple things to talk about for this. One, we have all the money necessary to make this happen. Any money we gain beyond that is going to go towards beefing up and bettering the tournament. So, for example, flying Wardy over to come cast it live with us, increasing the prize pool, creating a flight for a tournament, a mini tournament for an NA player. These are just some of the things we have in mind at the moment. But we don't have all the rewards set up yet. We're working on a t-shirt we want to push out for this. We have a fantastic looking poster that's being added to the store, I believe, later this month. So there are going to be tangible rewards you can get your hands on for the BTSL Matcherino. But if you guys want to, any money put towards the Matcherino will go towards directly improving the prize pool, not necessarily going to our pockets. If you want to be super generous and throw us some bucks, cheer some bits in chat, donate to the channel, I split that stuff with whoever I'm casting with at the day of, and that's always been the case. Always transparent about that. So if you want to give Wardy some love, you can also donate to him on his own channel. But anything towards the Matcherino itself will go directly to improving the tournament and making sure it's the best experience we can hopefully offer.
Seems fantastic.
I think the one I really want to do, the rewards on the page, sorry to cut you off, but the rewards on the page are not finalized. I'm just playing with numbers right now, but I do want to make one of the first reward steps we have, getting the casters over. And then after that, adding a slot so we can fly an NA player out that couldn't maybe afford it normally on their own. Like, there's a lot of cool things I want to do with this, so I'm hoping the rewards will be worth the value. Hopefully you guys will get involved with it. But the $1 for free doesn't cost you anything, so use the code BTSL.
Hey, so if you fly us over, do we get free massages as well?
You know what? Probably, because I'm allowed to bring one guest with me. Like,
so you're just gonna book the massage place like 7 days in a row? Be like, one guy a day, one friend a day.
Why the fuck not, dude? I'll take advantage of that shit. Yeah. Well, the thing is, right, I've got my first one coming up. We'll see if it's good, right? If these are like crappy massages.
Well, in this game, it's been a pretty standard opening, actually. Nothing really missed. Just an Oracle, a couple of Adepts, and some Zerglings on the map so far here on Neon Violet, and MaNa will follow up with a Robo Facility to get going.
Yo, we talk about it every time we cast these two, but I gotta bring it up again. Like, this is not a normal PvZ that's happening. There's a lot of outside forces, as you mentioned. Probably hiding some stuff from Katowice. Don't want to show too much on stream. Secondly, Snute and MaNa have a classic history of not playing PvZ with each other, but like MVS, MaNa versus Snute. There's a lot of mind gaming as they're very close teammates who do help each other point out their weaknesses regularly, so they also know each other's weaknesses inside and out.
My least favorite is when MaNa and Snute play the U-Thermal versus TLO matchup. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I know those feels.
Oracles dive in, get 4 kills here as they just continue to look for some further information as well, of course. Snute actually relocates the support, a bit of inadequate timing. That's a little bit painful. Loses 2 more workers, and the Oracle takes a little bit more damage, but that's about it for now.
Six drone kills is pretty nice. Losing nothing for it is even nicer. And MasterCard is priceless.
That was just such a terrible addition. Like, that made no sense.
I was just saying, MasterCard. Look how smooth that plug was. If you want to sponsor us,
someone clip it and send it to MasterCard now. This is our chance.
Thank you, Lawn Man 5 for that Prime sub. By the way, comboed here with Zanzibar. Glad to have you both on board. And oh, that's some loving love I just felt. $25. MaNa very upset with the way his Oracle control just went.
For a moment, I was like, is he calling Snute out on the way he moved his unit? So he's like, Oracle. About that too.
Yeah, that Oracle did take an awkward path. That's why he got picked off. A little too deep, flew a little too close to the sun, Wardy. But XCOM, God, that game is frustrating. But the person, XCOM, just donated $25 our way. So, yo, that's lunch for me and Wardy. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it.
I'm going to go ahead and spend it right now. BRB.
Or dinner, I guess, for you. You can get, like, a curry.
It's like, no, man, all the curry places are going to be shut. I don't like getting curry. It's messy.
Chicken vindaloo. Some pompadums.
Oh, no. You know, I can go full British if you want. No, I can't.
You already are. Like, just...
Am I, though?
You're a British person. You're already full British. How much more British can you go?
But I could put on like a proper British accent and talk all posh. No, I can't.
Opposed to the Cockney.
The Cockney? No, that was terrible. No, mate.
Look, I think we can all agree, as long as there's no Welsh, it's fine.
You know, a lot of people sometimes think I'm Welsh for my accent for some reason. Some people really struggle to tell the difference between Northeast England and Welsh. So, I really don't know why.
Yeah, where are you from? Northeast England?
Yeah, Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
Geordie Shore, baby.
Well, you know why they have Newcastle, right?
Because the old castle fell down?
No, because London needs a place to look down on.
I mean, the entire country does, really.
Okay, big Warp and a Zealot. Good surround on the base. I'm not sure he'll get this hatchery. He doesn't have the upgrades for it, so he turns off to peel and deal with the Lings and the Queens instead. Not a bad choice, actually, but the Hydras do pick off the Warp Prism, and MaNa's attack is stopped dead in its tracks. Only 3 drones, no hatcheries. This was not an effective attack. This was a great defense by Snute.
Yeah, wow, this looks so scary when it initially came in as well, because there's so many Zealots and there's just so little of anything else for Snute initially. He pulled his drones away, looks as though the hatch was in trouble, but Snute, well, he's always nearby. And
I forgot about this, but didn't we do like a focus group with MasterCard a little while ago?
Yeah, we did. That was like last Christmas.
Yeah,
like
last year, guys. They paid us and some other streamers to do like a focus group about like MasterCard and esports. I just remembered. I forgot about that. So yeah, for real, MasterCard. Watch that clip.
Yeah, that was sick, man. Do you remember that we had to like phone up on our phones?
Oh my god!
Use our webcam as well.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
It was so dumb. I got billed for that as well, like on my phone for like being on a call internationally for 2 hours. I was like, really?
Wrecked, nerd.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I called from my computer.
The money I made.
Okay, Lurkers doing tremendous damage. MaNa finding it very difficult to engage on this, but the Colossus are slowly, emphasis on slowly, but slowly starting to deal with it. Damage has been kind of normalized as the rest of the army has been picked off, but Snute ends up just picking up and walking into the main. No contest. What? Oh, this spread is so important. He's trying to dodge the Oracle Revelation by spreading the Lurkers out like this. Brilliant. But there's observers here, so not going to last.
This Zealot is tanking quite nicely and dodging away, but there's more Lurkers. There's also some up to this top side too, and oh my god, Snute. He's just got Lurkers everywhere. MaNa is just bleeding out on his economy.
Yeah, you're gonna need a cream for that one. This is a terrible amount of damage being done. More probes. Jesus, down to 49. I mean, MaNa's on 4 bases, but 3 of the 4 are not mining. The main's more or less mined out. Lurker's destroying this base. Natural got shut down for a bit. Snute's not snowballing with the army yet, but he's going to soon.
Oh yeah, Snoot's gonna start rallying across, and I guess the couple of Colossi might be saviors considering this is mostly Hydras, but Snute gets this hatchery, and that's a big deal considering this is the hatchery of kind of full minerals, although he tries to fight here, and he gets pushed away just a little bit. Again, the Colossi are doing an okayish job at keeping MaNa alive and kicking at least.
Look at this guy. He knows he wants a shout out, because he is, of course, a side sponsor, not for the BTSL, but Lars_Luckbox just subbed to the channel. Guys, they've not just been here for like 3 hours enjoying StarCraft with us. They just bloody subbed. If you haven't checked out that Luckbox link in the chat, I'm begging you. Come on, look at this. This is some like actual sponsor passion. Jesse might have a run for his money soon if he's not careful. Exclamation mark Luckbox in chat, and make sure to get involved with the exclamation mark giveaway while you can. I want to make it perfectly clear. They don't sponsor the BTSL, but they give us money to do the BTSL Lite. They gave us money to throw the M Canning tournament. We got a show match coming up with them too. Good people put money into esports. I like it. And of course, they subbed to the channel, so you know.
I knew you were gonna say it again. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for you to complete your...
Look, as a fellow broadcaster, you know how...
Oh, I totally get it. I totally get it. That's why I knew it was still coming. I'd be the
same. Love it, love it, love it. Gold base being taken for Snute, by the way. Not something you usually get away with on this map, because it is so far away. It requires a lot of creep spread. It's exposed. But he put the screws to MaNa and really was afforded the opportunity to do this. And that's just going to further his lead.
He's got the Hive Tech up, so he could go for Adaptive Talents here, Rifkin. A great upgrade. Very adaptly named.
Excellent name.
Top-notch name. Well, Lurker's going to burrow, and getting this defensive spot is, again, the Colossi, the biggest issue right now for Snute. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't just make a Spire and a handful of Corruptors already just to deal with these, because he has been having a little bit of issue with them for a while, and feels as though he's in that sort of position where he could really... We'll just get them. I guess even just a couple of Vipers could work. As oh my god, Snute walks into those storms. Well, that works for MaNa.
Don't really know what to make about that. That was just a bad move.
Sloppy. Yeah. You can't really kind of blame it on anything. He fully knew what he was doing. He wasn't really distracted anywhere.
Okay, so disruptors are interesting. These have been changed a lot over time, especially the last few months specifically. They've been tweaking them. One thing that's very clear about their current iteration, though, is they're still good at dealing with lurkers. I like this choice. Well, maybe he could do what he's doing now and hit and run and slowly chip away at the lurkers. 2 disruptor shots will still push him back pretty quick. So this is a nice move for MaNa to try and deal with the siege of Snute. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried for Snute at the moment, but he's getting to those Vipers. He's got some out already. He's getting that Spire up. Eventually, this will be a really, really great army for Snute. But right now, I'm not convinced that'll be the case.
I think the vibe has changed a lot, right? Because if he kills the Colossi, suddenly this army is so much less scary. He actually just abducts the Disruptor right away. Now the Colossi go down as well, and now I think Snute really can just engage into this a little bit more easily.
The beauty of abducting the Disruptor is the same effect that Phoenix have on it, right? You could cancel the shot by moving it, so it's kind of an okay move to do if he doesn't want to risk eating a giant ball to his clumped up Hydras. I think removing the AoE does make a lot of sense, but the priority picks now become very important because there's storms, there's feedbacks, there's Colossus. Like, if you dive too deep, you lose the Viper to the feedback. If you don't do it quick enough, you lose your army to the Disruptor ball. And Snute's actually going for a bit of a drop behind this, which, funny enough, I know Nurchio to be the type of guy to do this, not so much Snute. We'll see if this works for him.
Yeah, Snute coming down the left side of the map to try and get in towards that main base. Otherwise, he's just set up into the Broodlord, so I guess is a good way to buy him some time, of course, and just set up in towards that. So that's working so far. We're just going to be seeing those Archon Zealots, Colossi. Just moving back and getting ready to attack once again, perhaps. But again, this drop coming in, this could, of course, be some big damage done.
I wonder if MaNa will opt to recall. In fact, recalls immediately. I think this is the perfect reaction to it.
Yeah, this is really nice. I mean, Snute loses a few units here, but then, of course, again, he gets the recall, right? So
he recalled, cool. But no detection.
For the lurkers, having
and
a good time.
Oh, he contaminates the Robo. That's sick.
It's so
like
smart
that.
sometimes. And he gets 2 pylons, he's going to get more for it as well. Oh, man.
Oh, you know what else?
Suddenly,
he did
like, one little move.
I wasn't sure whether this was on purpose, but I'm pretty convinced it was now. He had only consumed enough energy to bring the Vipers to half energy, enough for 1 cast each. but also guarantees that they wouldn't die to a feedback if they got hit by it. Now that he's had time to just naturally generate the energy, he pulls them back, because again, he's so worried about losing these to feedbacks because Snoot's so bloody clever.
He's playing this really well so far. We're going to see a few engines dropping down on the other side of these rocks and be able to get that energy off of the overseers, of course, so they can't get feedback. Is also a big deal as we see Snute with the brutes coming through, so he's pretty much getting towards his dream army. While I mean, MaNa's been sat on a similar army composition for such a long time now that he's going to struggle to fight this.
This is feedbacks we're talking about, but the abducts also do manage to go off. A lot of storms hitting those broodlords. There's not a lot of anti-air, but enough storms bathe on the broodlords are so weak they have to pull back.
Oh my god, those broodlings are doing so much damage, and now Roaches from the left side as MaNa just does not have enough, and Snute takes game one. Ah, nicely done, I think. Really just played it well, knew what he wanted to do, did it.
This for me goes.
Game.
This is classic MaNa though. Like MaNa dies in that game, but he does it in such a spectacular fashion. Like he makes that look doable in some cases.
Oh yeah. It's like you say, it's kind of like classic MaNa to some extent. As you're going to be jumping into game 2, I think it was asset plan for game 2 as well, so that's kind of cool. Right. I guess Snute's hosting up perhaps because he hosted the last one. I'm not sure. Pressed the wrong button.
Well, we'll hold on. We'll hold on ads unless somebody goes AFK, guys, and we'll hop into this as quick as we can. Because, of course, with this being a best of 3, if this wraps up quickly, then we can move on to the amateur series even faster. I don't want to.
Oh.
I don't want to miss out on that. I don't want to make them wait too long. I don't want to miss out on it. The last one we did, I believe, was also a Diamond 1, and a surprisingly fun, albeit bad, but surprisingly fun finals.
Yeah. Nice. I'm excited. I'm glad I drew like the long straw here, like the not short straw, because I got to do BTSL Europe, so I get to cast the amateur stuff. Seems fun.
Yeah, I mean that might rotate out. For now, we're keeping it on the Europe block, but like I said, guys, every single month we'll be doing.
Europe's the best slot to do it in.
But of course, every single week we'll be doing it. So there's actually even one week where I think it's during Katowice. We're not running BTSL Europe because of Katowice, but we're still going to run the amateur tournament. So that'll be a day dedicated to amateur stuff. At the moment, I don't know that I have anyone set up to cast with me for it, but if Wardy's available or someone's available, we can grab somebody too. But
if it's not on the actual days of Katowice, which I'm assuming it's not, then I'm free.
We can go whenever, by the way. You'll have to look at the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have our schedule anything close to memorized. I live one day at a time, but we plan our schedule out months in advance. So I don't know what's happening tomorrow until I look at the schedule. All I know is that tomorrow I think is a day off.
Yeah, you got tomorrow off.
That's cool. Hey, by the way,
BTSL.
Lars from Luckbox says StarCraft's how I got into esports. I went to tournaments and all back in like the 90s. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of people have StarCraft in their history. Like, even the LoL players know about StarCraft and all this, even though all these other Overwatch, League of Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, like, they're way more popular than StarCraft is now. But a lot of those guys either watched or got started in StarCraft, and I think that's such...
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool that StarCraft does have its heritage in that way. I don't think they owe anything to StarCraft. I don't want to make it look like, oh, so-and-so Hearthstone player wouldn't be who he was with them unless you play, like, StarCraft, forcing a show and blah, blah. Like... It's just cool that it's part of it, you know? At any rate, we are in game 2, and after securing a very good but long game 1, in the bottom right, we do have the blue Zerg, Team Liquid Snute.
Woo! On the top left-hand side, there's our red Pros player, also from Team Liquid. It's MaNa.
Yeah, it sent a cheeky probe out, but it's not going to be able to accomplish too much. Is Snute still streaming, by the way? He is. All right, so I just wanted to take a moment to advertise this because, of course, we love when players stream in our tournaments. Most of the time, we try and give them the opportunity to, at least. But, yeah, Snute is streaming his first-person point of view. It's worth noting he probably doesn't have a stream delay like we do, but you should absolutely check out his first person. I'm not sure if he's doing commentary while playing tournaments, but his ladder play actually has some great commentary to it. I love listening to Snute's thought process. Like, there's very little things that inspire me to want to be a better player, but listening to Snute talk about the game sometimes makes me go like, man, This should be so much easier for me than it is, but it's not because I'm dumb and he's smart.
Man, I think Snute stream is like one of my favorite to watch because I genuinely learn things I just bring up in the next cast and it looks so clever. It's like, it's my favorite. Like, did you guys know in CVP? All right, game 2. As a plan's a fun map. It's interesting for kind of like the choky pathways and stuff on it. It's pretty fun.
That's weird because you sound like you're interested in what you're talking about, but according to this guy in chat, if Wardy will look even slightly interested in what he's casting.
So it's because like, obviously I don't have the Skype window open when we're talking, right? So I don't see myself on the camera. I'm just so used to having my XSplit up that when I'm on XSplit, I see myself all the time. So I'm always like, aha, let's look happy. But now that I don't see myself when I'm on camera, I kind of forget. So I'm just like reading chat and like looking like, and just like reading stuff.
Well, I think part of it too, and this is actually me defending you. I shouldn't. I hate you. Twitch Prime joke.
F you too.
Is that I end up doing a lot of the talking, not because I'm trying to overpower Wardy or anything. I'm just used to it, right? Like with Zombie Grub, especially being another very quiet person with me, I've just kind of become assertive whether I want it to be or not. So Wardy doesn't have a lot of room to talk. There's not a lot to talk about too either, because the one thing about BaseTradeTV I will always be so proud of, right? Like, we can't match the Gauntlet's production. We can't match WCS's hype. But what we can do is beat everybody when it comes to downtime reduction. We have almost no downtime on the channel. So it is like bim, bam, boom game and not a lot of room to sit there and find something to talk about.
And you're the one with all the sponsors on lockdown as well. Your brain ready to crack it out.
Yeah, dude. I got this shit. Yeah. Plus, then you don't have to worry about it. Just an extra responsibility.
Yeah. That's great. No responsibility when casting on base trade. Just sit here and chat about some SC2.
Well, even then, we barely do that. Just hang out, enjoy some StarCraft, and then maybe casually talk about the game. I mean, the thing is, right?
Talk about the game.
Having cast with like Hearthstone and Drogo and a lot of players, there are undoubtedly nuances in the early game worth discussing, right? Where like I'm sure a portion of the audience would love to hear about why this build order was picked at the 14 drone mark instead of the 15 drone mark. But the reality is, I think with the just sheer number of games we cast, we see that while there are some rare cases that is actually an influential part of the game, a lot of it is killing time until the first attack goes down, and then it becomes reaction into reaction to reaction. And on that reason, I think we end up finding ourselves with a bit of hangout time, and I enjoy that so much. So that's just a little bit inside behind-the-scenes thoughts, I guess.
You know what MaNa enjoys so much?
Killing spores before they can see the DTs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty devastating here from Snute. I mean, he's going to lose this third hatchery already. This is just straight up brutal for him, right from the get-go.
At least he'll have detection for the other bases, and this shouldn't snowball. But for MaNa, this is like an Archon attack that sometimes gets a little bit more from the DTs. This worked out really well for him.
Yeah, this was amazing. Just killing the third hatch right away, and that is already kind of quite a lead you can play with, kind of moving forwards as well. So it's pretty, it's a pretty good start. As we're going to be seeing. Well, I don't even know what Snute immediately does from here. Obviously, he's building up a lot of roaches, but I mean, down a base, it's not pretty.
You know, this is kind of, I don't know, old school, right? Like Zest and everybody were doing this. Like once those patch changes came in, we saw the Archons with their pickup, and it was hella abusive. And for a time, looked like there wasn't anything you could do about it. But Zerg players have since figured it out. But my concern is a lot of that came off of playing with a third base. Not having this third makes this so difficult for Snute. And in fact, his second third, if it's not responded to, would go down to the Archons given enough time.
Yeah, these roaches get in position though. The thing is, with the roaches and the roach speed coming up already, Snute's already responding quite well to the Archons. Like, he's not going to bleed off a whole ton of units like you would with Zerglings and so on. So that is one big thing for him, as you're going to be seeing this Crypt Tumor getting picked off, and a couple of them just going down. Something MaNa's able to do here with this Observer and DT. So he's playing this really well, by the way, and MaNa's doing fantastic stuff.
It's not just that he stops the creep spread, that just straight up blinds Snute from any attacks down to the south side. This is an interesting response. He has chosen to go with Swarm Hosts.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is kind of his I'm a bit behind in the game, so let's play something a bit different sort of way of playing.
Well, there's that. I can see a couple of cool potentials too. Like you can put your Swarmos over here, for example, and hit the main base. But also, if it is this continued Archon annoyance, you can trade out free units instead of roaches to say shut them back, right? I don't know. I'm really curious to see how he uses these. It looks to me like the type of attack that would hit like a harass, not necessarily like a direct attack. But Snute is a guy who's used Swarm Host and actually experimented with them quite a bit. Even on stream recently, we've seen him use them a couple times in weird scenarios. So I can't say that I have personally seen a high success rate with these from him, but I'm excited to see this be maybe the first one.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone can make something work out of kind of nowhere, it definitely would be Snute. I love what MaNa's doing though, coming forward to greet this army, going to force the Locusts up before they can drop into like an annoying position. And that's going to be very frustrating for Snute to have to use these Locusts already. However, they actually do go towards the third base, which is obviously a position that MaNa has to defend. So he is forced to fight these a little bit, but good micro on the Warp Prism. I don't really think he loses anything in this trade.
Just energy in the shield battery, really.
Yeah, this was very nicely done, I think. Just really good defense by MaNa. All the way from kind of just moving out to force the Swarmers to pop their Locusts very early.
By the way, I don't know much about these players, but just as an update, guys, in the amateur tournament finals, which is waiting to be cast, RNR and Print SC are the two players who have made it to the finals. So we will see them on stream in a little bit. If you know those names, tell your friends. Get some hype going.
Tell them. Remind them. They might have forgotten.
I was gonna say, I think they know, but...
I don't know. Maybe.
Alright, well, the beautiful thing about Locusts is they do not cost much of anything. For Snute, he's not getting much damage done, but he's not giving away much to not get much damage done. Ooh. Picks off an Immortal there, baits out one of the shots on the Disruptor actually with the Locust. That was kind of a cool thing to see. Now the Ravagers start getting in there. I'm not sure this is going to snowball, but Snute's army supply is doubling that of MaNa's right now.
Snute's just killed so much though all of a sudden. Like he just killed like a bunch of Archons, a Disruptor. Now this Disruptor on the high ground is not really in a really useful position. Snute will use the Locust this time to be able to create an opportunity for him to back away, but I think that was a really good fight for him. He picked up a lot of tech units and again, didn't really lose much of his own.
It's shocking seeing Locusts be built this early in the game, but with their cooldown being their biggest resource management, the faster you build them, the more waves you get to use from them, the more cost efficient you've been with those Swarm Hosts. So even though a lot of these waves are only barely picking off a Stalker, or the tail end of an Adept, or forcing a retreat, it's still so worth it for Snute. In fact, he's gonna grab a Disruptor here. Immortal as well? Wow. I'm really surprised he's starting to whittle away at MaNa, who, to a point, had almost no resources lost, now evened up, in fact, losing more than Snute has.
Yeah, MaNa's in a tough spot. By the way, though, Snute's economy is down in the gutter. 45 drones. He's really making only units, so he needs to be trading, like, you know, as well as possible here.
Well, again, that goes back to where this is really interesting. By investing in these free units, I say air quotes, free units, it doesn't mean you need a lot of money to make more. Like, normally you're spending thousands of minerals replacing dead roaches. Well, you're not, because you've instead been throwing away Swarm Hosts. Or Locusts, rather.
So interesting that these Locusts keep tanking these Disruptor shots too, right? Because now he's not even getting anything out of the Disruptors. This is such an interesting game.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the Disruptor Ball has a tiny little circle. You can see it there. It's forced to detonate on whatever that circle hits, whether you meant to run into something or not. So that's why these Swarm Hosts are able to just kind of dive in there and take some of the shots. MaNa doesn't have a choice on detonating it.
This is nice as well, though. Snute's using the Locust to buy some time to then get in position to then start biling down this Nexus, and, well, he isn't going to get the kill this time around, and actually he's going to start losing the Ravagers to Snute.
He might. The Foxhole's going to try to keep the Zerglings off. Oh, man, that Nexus is very, very low.
At the same time, though, Snute loses his hatchery. So that's going to be very painful for Snute here, as he is just going to get a few workers across the map, but losing some of his own. And, well, I think overall, though, MaNa's just going to be able to still make this happen, right? Because Snute's got Locust that he has to use on cooldown, and if he's got to fight off a cooldown, he's going to be in trouble. This Disruptor goes down, another nice trade, but MaNa's just backing away before he loses even more. Obviously, the correct choice here is he will just back all the way up the ramp. No real need to kind of turn around and fight any further. As Swarm was still on the map, but Snute down a base, and I mean, MaNa's going up into a 4th Nexus as well. Swarmhost still moving around in the center here. Just going to see some Stalkers moving forwards as well. And, well, again, the Locusts are trying to save the day, but the Stalkers can just blink out after picking off another Swarmhost. And again, Snute is just trading this out where he can, but MaNa seems to be getting the better edge of this.
I mean, there's a Viper out now. Ooh, almost gets picked off, so I almost didn't even get to talk about it. I'm really excited to see whether it's a Blinding Cloud or not. I feel like Blinding Cloud at this point would be more useful, as weird as this is to consider, but an Abduct could go a long way. Either way, the base finally goes down, so it's a base for a base. But Snoot's, what he lacks in income, he makes up for in cost efficiency. So I still, like, losing the natural base was bad. Like, there's no getting around that. But that's the... Normally a killing blow is not the case when Snoot's army is all in Locusts.
Yeah, it's very, very intriguing as we're going to see a couple of these DTs just hidden away, waiting to be an annoyance once again. But there is obviously on the way up in the main, so actually should be able to deal with those as we're going to see MaNa though pushing forwards, and now Snute needs to find a way to fight this. And the first Disruptor already grabbing a couple of units, and all those units, the Locusts, the Ravagers, the Roaches, again able to push this back, but MaNa is just clawing his way up in terms of supply. This is getting closer and closer every single time.
Oh, those Locusts get some really good connects this time, though. A lot of the Stalkers get picked off that front line. Still, the big heavy hitting units are safe in the back with the Colossus and the Disruptors. Looking for big shots on the Swarmos. Oh, God. But as the
Snute gets on top of the Colossus.
Yeah, the Locusts and the Ravagers, like, everything's going to be able to get in here. Corrosive Bowels hitting the Stalkers, too. Really good hits. But Snoot's army's starting to fall apart. I think MaNa just won the game. GG. Woo.
All right, these guys are really, really bringing it a little bit today.
I like it.
That was an interesting game. MaNa ahead from the start with that pickoff, but
it does make me wish this was a best of 5 instead of a best of 3. But all right, we got the final game coming up, guys. Small commercial break before then. We'll see you soon. All right, we're getting into backwater for the final game of this best of 3 showdown for the European qualifiers of the BTSL. Quick reminder, though, that if you guys are interested in some amateur action, we have a best of 3 diamond and below grand finals coming up after this. But between these two players, let's talk about what's on the line before the players themselves. There's $50 for first place, $10 for second. But who cares about the money? It's just there to supplement the prize pool. The bigger deal is the fact that the winner gets priority pick. It's the first qualifier, and first place in the first qualifier means you get first pick when it comes to the groups and picking your opponents. So there's a lot more on the line for this than just the dollar value. And in the bottom right, of course, we have the blue Protoss, Team Liquid's MaNa.
And to the upper left, red Zerg player, also from Team Liquid, it is Snute.
I like this in the chat. Fluffy Zerg says, Diamond Doughboy for the win! Again, each week is going to rotate the skill cap level. Next week will be Platinum and below, and so forth. But every Wednesday around the same time, for this month of February at least, we'll be hosting these amateur tournaments. So I encourage you guys to sign up and play in future ones. Even if you don't think you got a chance to win, just the sign-up rate is incredible. Like, Wardy can attest to this too. We have such trouble getting even like 8 players together nowadays, it feels, for some of these tournaments. To see what was close to 30 or more people sign up for the amateur league is so sick for an organizer. Like, that makes me so happy to see that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Amateurs bringing them the passion.
It's definitely the biggest bracket I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen the bracket. I'm gonna use the bracket command, not the B command though, sadly.
Yes, Wardy, because if you use the B command, it is incorrect. Nobody should use the B command.
Really? Let me try.
I'm gonna be so mad, by the way, if someone... Okay, good. I was gonna say, if one of the mods actually edited the B command to be that clip from earlier, I would have been super fucking pissed.
I have this clip in my open tabs, though.
Oh, it's funny. There's a streamer. She's recently become quite popular. I don't know if you've heard of her. Do you know who Nuts is?
No.
No. Well, anyways, she was streaming a horror game, and her mods changed her donation sound on her in the middle of the game to be like something terrifying. So when people were donating, she would freak out because she thought like something was happening, but obviously it was just the donation sound. That's the kind of trolling I love and appreciate, to be honest. But I would never open that as an option on our channel because that would get abused very quickly.
Hey, can I just say, did Dara see the amateur bracket? Because he seeded #1, and the #1 seed is in the finals. That's pretty impressive. The amateur bracket.
I'm gonna say yeah, I guess. I don't know if he randomly does it or what.
Well, he randomized it very well.
For me, I just say Dares, yo, do your thing, and then don't cause trouble. That's it. And he does his thing, and he doesn't cause trouble. Yay!
Does he not?
I know he does a lot of seeding for the regular events. I got no clue he does it for the amateur series. We'd have to ask him. Big strand of these adepts, by the way. Gonna catch this first one before it transfers away. That's pretty nice for Snute. Good start there.
Yeah, nice little setup. Getting an adept kill already as more links coming across the map. And, well, MaNa just going to be setting up another gateway here. And we'll just have to cancel that pylon. Going to replace it with a shield battery. As the adept gets to the other side, the Oracle comes out. And these initial links from Snute will not be able to achieve all too much here from the get-go. So going to be seeing a couple more links team move around as well. The birds are chirping away, singing their song. Getting backwater.
What song are they singing, Wardy?
They're singing the "Hey guys, we're on backwater again" song.
How does that go?
He goes, I can't do a bird sound. I don't know why I even begin to try. That's very annoying though.
Now we're back on backwater. What rhymes with water?
Oh my god, that bird was timed so well with your singing. You finish singing, the bird just goes, "Ba-da-ba-ba."
I don't know if the sound's on for the birds, so...
Oh, man. I did. It was perfectly timed. You missed out for once. The only time
Hide
ever.
your wives, hide your daughters, because here we are on backwaters. I don't know. That's the best I got. I can't think of anything else that rhymes with it.
Here we go on backwater. This map couldn't be much shorter, apart from that's not true.
Apart from the fact that that's not true. Best song lyrics 2018.
I meant
down.
to go the other way.
Jonathan
Like, this
Wardy
map
Ward.
could get... This map could be a bit shorter. Oh. I finally found something that rhymed as well. Still mess it up.
I can't wait for you and Tampa to do a collab together, man. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be off the chain.
It's time to play on backwater. The birds will shut up if you pay them a quarter.
Ah!
Aha! It only took me like 5 minutes.
Give them no quarter! I like it. So the Stargate opener out of MaNa has not achieved all that much. Snute's done a great job. The first adepts that deflected really sucked. And this has allowed him to get away with 3 bases and 60-something drones. Yo, that's Snute's jam. As he moves towards a 4th base, he's going to be very happy to have those next 8 drones come out. But he does need some army. And my concern is right now, MaNa's warping in and Snute doesn't know about this just yet.
I'm going to be seeing the full factory here. Might be in a little bit of trouble actually, but it looks as though it's going to be okay. The drop going to go in towards the main base with those couple of adepts, and not going to be seeing any further warpings yet, I guess, because charge isn't just done. So makes sense. We're going to see a couple drones going down, now a 3rd one as well, so some good damage so far. And also going to be seeing, I mean, 2 adepts going into the main. 4 workers and so much lost mining time is really paying off. The adept just manages to shade out there in the end, so still being an annoyance as the Archons are found, but not enough units nearby to kind of kill one off early. So they are going to be able to morph in, and, well, MaNa are going to be able to start harassing with these. And Snute has Roach Hydra to deal with it, and a Lurker Den on the way as well as a transition out.
It's really important he has those Spore Crawlers down, too, for the Oracles to be deterred from coming back in. I mean, we're going to see Spore Crawlers. It's just a natural progression for Zerg at this point, but unfortunately, ooh, this is a stasis trap. Something we saw MaNa actually making really good use of earlier versus Sort of, if you guys recall.
I do recall, but Snute dealt with this a lot better than Sort of did, because Sort of got like 20 drones trapped in one of those. So Snute being a little bit more attentive to his drone lines right from the get-go, and obviously that will help him out here. And you do see him just continuing straight into Hive, by the way. That's a 7-minute Hive. It's very quick.
I'm not too surprised about this, though. We're starting to see these timings become a lot more common for this matchup, I think. Vipers are just that big of a priority, but more importantly, if it is, in fact, going to be emphasis on Lurkers, the Adaptive Talons upgrade is insanely good.
Yeah, it does make sense on a larger map, right? Spire coming up.
I guess a small note on... Okay, maybe it's just straight to Breed Lords. But small note on the Adaptive Talons, because it's still not an upgrade we're seeing a lot of yet. People might not be aware. It is the upgrade that makes the Lurkers do the pretty much instant burrow and unburrow.
which is pretty broken.
It also passively gives them 10% speed, but it's not a lot. It's noticeable, but I don't know. Not really that worth talking about compared to the actual burrow speed.
The burrow speed is what's really insane about it.
Yeah. By the way, thank you very much, Perk Stream, for the 35 months. 3 little birds on my doorstep singing sweet songs. And LaMonstra1357 coming back for 27 months in a row. I think he's trying to sync up his months subbed with the number at the end of his name. You're on the road, dude. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just a casual, like, 1,330 to go.
Yeah. It's okay. Twitch still won't have badges for it, but they'll have badges for, like, the 10 billion bit subs, right? Like...
That's so amusing. It's like, hey, guys, do you want to donate, like, 50,000... Is it 50 or $500,000 for 5 million bits?
I don't know. Here's ridiculous. If you guys didn't see the recent... Like, I don't even know if this is public or not. They sent an email out, but, like...
Yeah, it's public.
Okay, yeah, they put that thing out where it's like, yeah, they introduced badges for like the 1 million and 5 million mark, but we still don't have 3-year sub badges. Like, hello? Twitch, please? How many people on Twitch have like a 3-year sub badge on a channel versus how many people had enough money to cheer 5 million bits? Why was that necessary?
Did anyone share 5 million bits on one channel?
Oh, I'm sure there's probably like one super fucking oil baron Saudi prince type guy for sure, but like the number is... The percentage rate there has got to be so small, right? Like, it's ridiculous. I love Twitch for all the things they do. It's an annoyance, guys. Like, I want my 3-year... We have people coming up on, like, 3.5. We're going to eventually be on 4 years. I know there's some streamers out there with 5 and 6. Like, yo, come on. Come on, Twitch, please.
It's going to be seeing the Oracle Revelating here to keep track of those lurkers a little bit. So able to... Just keep an eye on where they are moving.
I'll put my foot down on this. Revealing.
Revealing?
You don't... There's no revelating. You're casting revelation because you're revealing units. You're not revelating them.
No, you're revelating them. You're putting the revelation in them. It revelates them.
That's not how that works as a word.
Yeah, it does. Fine, everyone knows what I'm talking about.
I can accept people incorrectly using Colossi. No. Like I said, I gotta put my foot down on this one, man. If I keep giving, they'll just keep taking, and it's not revelating.
What about revelated? Why don't they just call the Oracle ability reveal? In that case.
Well, if we're gonna talk about spell names, Blizzard's got a lot more problems than revelation.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I'm happy to admit I'm wrong, but I'm still not gonna fix that. I like the word too much.
All right, we are in late game, by the way, guys. Snoot's oversupplying himself now. 203 supply there for a moment until he lost a bunch of these storms. But MaNa's also gearing up for that air transition. We saw this before at him. He knows what he's doing, but sort of managed to conquer it with some really cool play, and I really like the neural parasite part of that. I'm not sure Snute is someone who'll go that direction, though. He's not a guy we see use a lot of infestors.
Yeah, that's true. He really kind of just prefers kind of playing like a somewhat a lower tech army sometimes even, and like playing it like super slow and like with even kind of more kind of patient fights. Whereas those ults are going huge on this base. I mean, there's so many of them here. The Suit's going to lose the Hachi, but I mean, if he could clean up some of the zealots, it'd be fine maybe. But at the same time, his whole army is on the other side of the map. His carriers are starting to come into play. And these ducks are coming down. Those carriers. Oh my god, did he just recall the one single carrier and is actually going to save it?
I think he's hoping for more, but I think Abduck's kind of mess with that. But yikes, that goes bad for MaNa. Snute, who is not sitting here with an admirable amount of anti-air, like that should not have gone the way it did. This isn't like 40 corruptors coming in. It's like queens and a couple of hydras. Picks off the oracle, so no more revelations. No more revealing the enemy army.
Hatchery goes down. That's 2 hatches now. Snoot's actually down at 3 hatches, which is obviously a pretty big deal in itself. Snute doesn't have much of a bank, and MaNa does have a bit of a bank, so if Snute can't kill his army with what he's got, he might be in some trouble, having allowed MaNa to deal so much damage across the map in the last few moments as the Broodlords still taking some shots. It's really only the Queens here for anti-air, and I mean, that is insane. It's just Queens that are holding this off at the moment.
At the same time, though, there's really not that many carriers. Like, this isn't a snowball of 7 or 10. It's barely 2 holding on. And while Tempests are on the way to deal with the Broodlords eventually, there's a ground army from Snute that's reinforcing. I mean, this is bad. Like, he definitely took a lot of damage at home. He still hasn't cleaned it up, but MaNa is not in a better spot with his army. In fact, he's down to like 80 supply. Last carrier goes down. This is looking like a Snute game.
It does look a bit like a Snute game at the moment, as we do just see him breaking through on that other side. I can't believe he's actually been able to just hold on that side of the map with so little on the ground on anti-air for so long.
It's not a big win, so it's not an obtuse game, but it's a Snute win.
By the way, someone's backing me up in chat on the word revelating. Thank you very much, Bob
Don't
Tash.
care.
Appreciate it.
No, who's that? I'm gonna ban him right now. Bob Tash.
It makes complete sense. Revelating is what happens when you...
Can't read it. Message deleted.
I'm so sorry, Bob Tash. I didn't mean for you to get killed.
Bob Tash, make sure you go send Wardy hate. You got timed out because of Wardy. I don't even know what you said. You probably said something. You probably said something totally logical and totally fair. But Wardy tried to throw it in my face, so you got timed out. I'm so sorry, Bob Tash. 600 seconds. It's not forever. It's just for now.
I quit.
Okay, so these
the
are
one time someone's on my side in chat. I don't believe. This game's getting kind of crazy. Meanwhile, these immortals across the map.
It is and it isn't, right? Like, Snute has, without a doubt, I feel, won the major part of this game. But the fact is, these immortals are trying to base trade it, and for a small time, look doable. But drones and broodlegs turn out to be pretty good against immortals.
Yeah, this is, I mean, eventually those immortals, they can kill off as much as they want, but he's not going to kill as much as Snute's going to kill, and eventually those immortals will die. Whereas the army of Snute, it is not going anywhere. As you're going to be seeing the immortals continue to get picked away at. The last immortal will fall to the drones and the queen. And now MaNa really doesn't have much left apart from some stalkers, which are just not going to cut it.
He's throwing blinding clouds down the top of the stalkers. That's insult to injury. I mean, it's a good move. But MaNa has absolutely been backed into a corner. Last base starting to go down. Stalkers were trying to blink out, but they end up blinking to the low ground. Okay, that's just awkward. He has to like play leapfrog. I guess the range isn't there to blink. I don't know what's going on with this. It's super awkward though. MaNa is super dead.
MaNa is very dead indeed.
He's out of mana is what it is.
I just looked up the word revelate. It actually means to reveal.
Really? That's what you were doing this whole time?
It was worth it.
Googling?
It's completely worth it. You got me interested. Then he banned a guy.
I didn't ban him. I timed him out. There's a difference.
I want justice.
Hashtag justice for... What was his name? Bob Stash?
Bob Tash.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Snute will take the victory 2-1. So this is great for Snute. He gets 50 bucks. MaNa walks away with 10, but Snute gets priority pick. MaNa will get secondary priority pick after all the first place winners. So to be clear, we have 4 qualifiers in total. That's 4 people, including Snute, who will pick before MaNa gets a chance to pick when it comes to those pick stages. But now we move on to the amateur series. So we're going to take a commercial break while we find where they are, if they're on the Europe server, America server, where they are. And we'll meet up with these guys and we'll see who wins this best of 3 to win some coaching and some cool stuff. So thank you for watching.